Hey everybody, this is Ripples and Whales back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm going to make a quick video today on the events that are occurring in the media to do with the SEC and their crackdowns globally. It's going to be a short one, don't worry. I know I've been making some epically long videos and I'm sure you all have great difficulty watching them all. So we're going to strip it back today and make a bit of a shorter one. This is my Twitter page. Come and say hi, give us a follow. And yeah, there's been a lot of events occurring in the past few days, namely with Richard Hart. The US SEC is now suing Richard Hart due to fraud allegations for unregistered securities. I was watching a bit of a video with Altcoin Daily. I'm not sure I want to play it because I might get a copyright strike, but it's all over the news. It's everywhere. And he runs a crypto project called Hex, and I believe another one called Pulse Chain, which I've been hearing a lot about. They are quite well known. I think Hex is like 200th in coin market cap, and the past few days it's seen a great deal of outflow. Coin market cap. Let's have a quick look at that. They've seen a great deal of outflow to do with the project and people kind of running for the hills, which was kind of going to come down the line, right? There's a lot that I want to bring to you today to kind of say that this isn't going to be the first and it's certainly not going to be the last. And although I don't know what's to come, I think there is a way more craziness to come. I mean, look at this. It's dropped, oh man, what in the past, let's just look at the past few days, it's halved. Although people are stepping in buying, we know that in the XRP community we've been through this. I don't wish any of these people any bad vibes, but the SEC is going to clean a lot of these companies' chains up, and I don't mean that they need cleaning up, but they're going to come and do it anyway, aren't they? There's a crackdown coming, was what I'm trying to say. And this is visible all over the place. Where am I going here? The SEC has now put out a plethora of lawsuits over the past few weeks. If you've been paying attention, you can just do a simple Google SEC securities allegations of new crypto, and we can see that they're coming for not just the companies as securities, but they're also coming from the exchanges, and this is all to hand this sector over from the new crypto exchanges to the banking system, the old guard. And it is I don't know, I think for me it's personally rather, it's a shame, because you can see the corruption and the power that old guard wield, and we're trying to transition from that dystopian nightmare that we've all been kind of at least had glimmers of over the past few years. The main ones that you should be taking note of are the fact that SEC is suing Coinbase and also Binance. I beg your pardon. They filed 13 charges. Interesting numbers here against Binance and entities. Justin Sun, he's being charged with securities. SEC files 13 charges against Binance and founder Changpeng Zhao, and then these are on the US Exchange Commission's website, and there are various different SEC enforcement actions on their page. Binance and Coinbase are mainly the two biggest targets, but I don't believe Gemini is also free from the pressures, and I know Kraken has had problems. Certainly in the US territories, this is a real problem, and this is playing out in the US. The UK and other countries, we've got a different kind of different situations playing out where our countries have decided to regulate it more sensibly. But I think it's am I going to use the word deep state? Yeah, the deep state is fully embedded in that DC area and Washington DC, and this is where the power control is being played out, and it's a power grab. So yeah, the latest one is Richard Hart, Hex and Pulse Chain. He's going to be put through the meat grinder, and yeah, the other thing to look at is these are big things. The SEC, as you know, if you were all aware, when was this dated? 29th of June, beg your pardon, 29th of June. The SEC suit says nearly 70 cryptos are securities, but proving it will be difficult. It doesn't need to prove it right now. All they need to do is scare institutional investors out and scare retail out, and they've won. So, 70 cryptos, and this isn't just like lower tier cryptos. There's a paywall on this, isn't there? God damn it, Forbes. What is it about Forbes and the likes of Financial Times and stuff if they have these paywalls? Right, so we've got, has it got a list of the cryptos that it's brought against? I think I have it in another article. Here we go, breaking. So this is on You Today, which I don't think is paywalled. So, breaking, SEC alleges Cardano, Solana, and Polygon and Matic as securities. So they're not just them four. You've got things like Algorand, you've got DOT, you've got all of these majorly powerful. I think Atom was there as well. There we go. Atom, Sand, Mana, Algo. Okay, the extensive list. All right, it includes these crypto asset securities as detailed in the suit. Includes, among others, Filecoin, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algorand, Exodus, and Corti. But they have just alleged at the minute that a slew of popular cryptocurrencies, including Cardano, Solana, Matic, are unregistered securities in a lawsuit. Well, this is how it began with Ripple, isn't it? This is a a bit of a crackdown against all these other layer ones to kind of show them who's boss, and to go for a regulatory grab, and to also try and disrupt those chains and take a slice of them. This is the usual protocol, isn't it? Regulation by enforcement in America, and this is not a small thing. A lot of these tokens are very large entities in the top 50, and they hold huge market caps. I mean, they do in my world anyway. You've got Cardano with an $8 billion market cap, Solana with a $7 billion, Tron with a 5, Polygon 4 billion, Polkadot 4 billion. Okay, these are huge layer ones, and they're well built out. I don't know if Avalanche has been mentioned. Did it say it had? I wouldn't be surprised if it was under there as well. Most of them are going to get the kind of pressure squeezed onto them. Notably Ethereum and Litecoin are not on the list. And this is interesting. I want to bring you back to this in the future. People that are referencing that potentially the forks of Bitcoin, both Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, will not come under the purview of securities, and they potentially will stay under commodities. That's speculation. I don't that. That's certainly not financial advice on my behalf, but it's something to think about and have in mind. Ethereum, we know, is being given a free pass, and so we have to kind of just let that one lie and look at it as a stronger position as with Bitcoin at the minute, and XRP, now that we have a stronger form of legal clarity around XRP. Well, as a holder, that doesn't really matter anyway. This is another one. So I'm seeing a couple of reports on here saying Coinbase CEO says SEC wanted all assets except Bitcoin delisted the report. Now I've seen other articles that says he now says that wasn't true, but the point being, how much Bitcoin probably takes up 40% of their platform, and the rest of the altcoins will probably bring them 60%. And the SEC had told them to stop staking, or to kind of cancel their staking systems. Coinbase told them to go and blow into the wind, and the SEC then brought charges against them. And you see, the old legacy system doesn't want DeFi. It certainly doesn't want this huge number of retail investors being able to front run the institutions, and that's what they're mad about. Also, they want to control the exchanges. They want to be the exchanges, and so you will see probably a slew of acquisitions. Do you remember that clip with Tim Draper, where he says, first of all, they laugh at you, then they try and shame you, then they badmouth you, then they sue you, and then they adopt you. And we're in the kind of middle of that list when it comes to all the crypto exchanges, whereby the old legacy systems are coming in for the control. And there was a slide I've been trying to find for you all, which showed I couldn't find it. I will find it. That showed the handover of this kind of crypto 1.0 system to a crypto 2.0 system where the legacy institutions are going to come in and take over the custody and the trading. And so we can see over the past few months, we've seen the detonation of the CeFi world with the kind of destruction of BlockFi, Celsius, and among others, FTX, which was used as a convenient racketing tool by the looks of things. So, you know, the old guard are coming in and deliberately destroying a lot of these entities through their powerful means, whether it's hedge funds or whatever, we don't know. But there's a shakeout occurring, and it's in the favour of the old legacy institutions. Anyway, there's another article by the SEC and, you know, operating on Coinbase, and we can go on. Anyway, I wanted to bring this into the kind of fore and tie this back into some of the other information that I've kind of come across on my time. Now, David Schwartz had a very interesting banner put up here at the top of his Twitter page, and it says, "When a scrappy financial startup takes on a web of corruption and betrayal to bring instant payments to the masses, they learn that the cost of disrupting the status quo is higher than they could have ever imagined, forcing them to decide between their vision and their survival." Okay, that's really important. So they're showing you that they didn't realise that this level of corruption would create so much drama on the world stage. You see, Ripple went out to really disrupt the old King's Kingdom, as you know. And they have. They've turned the system on its head because instant payments means the banking systems were booted out. It distributed ledger technology and having your own custodianship in your own wallet. And you are your own bank, and so it takes the need for the middlemen out. You can send money from one wallet to another wallet without institution in the middle, and that really has aggrieved the old legacy institutions. So you can see there when he leaves things up on his profile. Another thing that I wanted to find to do with David was this particular tweet that he released. I'm going to bring this. So he said something that really jumped out to me, and he said he was in response to a tweet that there's a tweet here that says, "Thanks for the response. Wasn't looking to paint Ripple in an unfeelingly evil corporate overlord, only that the priority of Ripple is first and hopefully everyone else if the cost is right." Did I read that right? Okay, he replies, "Yeah, I think it's fair to say. I hope we don't get into a position where we're tempted to walk through a door and slam it shut behind us. But of course, I can't promise we won't." What he's referring to there, or what I believe he's referring to there, is the fact that Ripple have been the first through the lawsuits. They've come out the far end, all thereabouts now. There's probably going to become some sort of, if there's appeals or whatever, it doesn't really matter because the XRP token now has some form of legal clarity in the markets. But we probably will see some form of deal being done behind closed doors in due course. The thing he's saying is that Ripple may have to, or may be the only ones to get through under this sort of purview that get some sort of special test. And I don't know whether that's going to be a payment token or a payment currency or some sort of designation like that. And it's going to be the only one allowed through. And we're going to come back to that in a minute. And the rest of the blockchains are going to be blockchains. I don't know whether they're going to be classed as tokenized securities or whatever. But it looks like Bitcoin and XRP may be the only two ones that will be given legal status. I don't know about Ethereum. I think there's too much corruption around that. We've got the sharks circling on that one. I think the chain will be fine. But it begs the question whereby all the VCs who invested in it early, that is going to come to light at some point. So David Schwartz dropping some bombs there, and he's giving you kind of an interesting point. I'm going to want to bring that briefly over to one of the pictures on the Christmas scene. I want to go back to the Christmas scene, and I want you to bring to the fireplace, and I just want to kind of refer to what David Schwartz was saying. There are only two stockings on the mantelpiece, Bitcoin and XRP. All the other tokens are going through the grinder. The other sock on and the stocking on the Christmas mantelpiece is irrelevant. It's the dollar, but it's just there as an interesting conjecture to show that that Ripple or XRP is connected to the dollar in some way and is maybe maybe protecting it and helping it. But there are only 2 stockings on there that are cryptos. Let's put it like that. We could infer that the yellow stockings, the digital dollar, but Bitcoin and XRP are the only ones on there. And I kind of had a feeling this would come to the fore, and beneath it you've got then this coin crusher by underneath the hand of the SEC, that has, I think, marketplaces crushed on it, and we know that they're coming for the marketplaces, which is Binance, Coinbase, Gemini, and all those, and they want to regulate them in their way, and they're also coming after every other bloody token. I think the tokens on the left could be a little bit safer than the ones on the right. We've seen Binance lawsuits against Binance already. With Satoshi's vision, I mean, I don't even know what to talk about that guy. He's just a compulsive liar, it seems. It's just my own personal view. Monero, IOTA. I mean, these are speculative points. I don't know. This is not financial advice, but we know that the basic attention is going to be on Doge, and we know that Tether's going to be making waves with Bitcoin. So this is something to really keep an eye on. These were little hints left in the grid. Stellar was heading the wrong way. I mean, you make of that what you will. But the point is, it shows the SEC's arm and tokens and coins in front of it, which means that, this was foretold that there was going to be a point in time where things get crushed. Okay? And whether you can see that or not, it's still there. And while we're there, we talked previously about the fireplace and the effect that the fireplace may mean. And above it, we have the level playing field, which runs September to December. And in the middle of that, if we look at that as a timeline from September to December, and I'm saying a timeline, I'm just saying that as a calendar, and the September, October, November, December, we see that the major fire is roaring between October and November. And at the far side, the XRP stocking is kind of pinned up between November and December. Okay, but before that, we can see the fire sits above the tokens, and that sits between September, October, and November. So expect a lot of this to come, and that's why I'm saying I'm very risk off at the minute. Okay, so I'm very concerned and edgy in the markets at the minute. Everything looks far too bullish, and we've got Bitcoin that's probably going to finish its relief rally. So we've seen a few of those things. I can't remember. I was having a look at some of going back to the Ripple Riddler pictures. I wanted to bring 2 or 3 things up in front of us here so we can see it. This particular picture, this particular picture, and this particular picture, and I want to put them in the order I believe that we might see them. We have the storm. We have kind of a takeoff scene, and we have the spring bull rising, and I think they occur in that order. I believe the storm is coming. I don't believe it's over. I believe it started, hence why all the regulatory issues. But I believe that we'll be kind of transitioning into these 3 scenes. The kind of level playing field picture probably comes after the storm, and then the bullish video, whereby Taurus, Bull, Wall Street, everything gets pretty crazy at a later date. Maybe in the springtime of 2024. That's what my instincts say. Could be wrong. It's not financial advice. I did look at some videos of Charles Hoskinson, but I was trying to find a video where he outlined that maybe Ripple was getting special treatment, which I think is the case. But that's what happens when you walk into the halls of power. And this is the other joke. At the same time, we're seeing the corruption on the far side of things with Sam Bankman-Fried, all the charges being dropped against him, and FTX then considering a relaunch of their crypto exchange. I mean, what the actual proverbial F? I mean, this is just bonkers. But the connection to £90 million donations to the Liberal Democrats, so the Dems, what the hell? Anyway, you can see how this is unfolding, and it's all in the public eye. What else did I have for you? Right, this image was left by the Ripple Riddler back in the day, and it was one of a few images. I might try and pull the other one up, but essentially, have I got the OG image? I think I have. Hold on. This was the OG image. This was the interpretation. Right, okay, let's bring that there. And let's cancel these now. 1 second. Oh, let me just clear these out of the way so you can see. Right, so these were the OG images. This was the OG of OG images, which is the original without any interpretation on it, and it's not the best in the world, but just go with it for now. It shows a Ripple Riddler holding the word hold or hollow. It is hold, not hollow. It's not fucking hollow chain. And there is a time and a clock behind it with a big starry sky, and you can see that the clock is 9 in the center, 10, 11, and then 12. And the hold also, is 11. Okay, it's 10, between 10 and 11. There is a few little hidden ciphers and cryptos in it. This was dropped by the Ripple Riddler. You've got a big starry sky that starts from 10. I mean, we can often use clocks to infer months, can't we? And, the mist here was classed as FUD, okay? And there was a sign on the clock here, which happens after 11, which is, let's say November, which says, I came, I saw, I conquered. And there's a Big Dipper here. So the Big Dipper is occurring in 10, which would be October, and this would be a November. What do we say about the fireplace, and where does it sit? Oops, wrong one. The fireplace also sits, oh bugger, where are you? Probably got it on the front screen there somehow. We're going to bring that up in a second anyway. So yeah, just bring that up again for you. So the fireplace on the mantelpiece, it's pegged up here, and it's November time, and you've got this roaring fire that occurs between October and November. The riddlers are giving you the same bits of information as Bearable guided, in that this is a bit of a sketchy screen grab, and I don't know who interpreted it. I would have given it for you. But September, there's going to be a lot of FUD. I expect that there's going to be a lot of talk about appeals and fear in the markets to scare retail. If you understand Ripple's plans, as we've talked about multiple times, we know there's no need to be fearful. Okay? In fact, be greedy when others are fearful. The old Warren Buffett saying, right? So we know there's going to be a lot of FUD. I bet you there's going to be these appeals and these jestings in the markets, because they're going to shake retail out. They want to get you out. They want to get this out so the institutions can mop it up. And your best interest to do is to ignore it and, just carry on your path. We have September, October, November, December. From this interpretation, we've got the Big Dipper up here. And we've got, so there's around the circle of the D, there's hold on to the iron rod and don't go astray. Mist represents FUD. Isn't that brilliant? And we've got 11:30 at the bottom here. Now, the interesting thing to take from this is the big starry sky from October, November into December. But I came, I saw, I conquered occurred after November, which ties in rather lovely with the positioning of this purple stocking, which represents XRP. Take of it what you will, make of it what you will. I expect a lot more FUD coming from August into September, and this is when the storm begins. I don't know, again I'm guessing, but that was a picture that I trawled up out of the archives for you all. I did have a look at other interpretations on the Big Dipper and November and things, but I couldn't quite find the images I'm looking for. There is an amazing account called the XRP Riddler Archive by Duaphil, who hosts the YouTube channel Ripple Riddler Archive. He is a really smart mind, and I'm going to trawl through his amazing Twitter feed from back in the day. I was around when he was posting a lot, and I've got a lot of respect for this chap, and he speaks a lot of sense, and he's got a lot of deep dives on various riddlers and insiders. This is a treasure trove of archives. I'm going to reach out to him in due course anyway. So, I don't think I've got too much more to add to that. I was having a look through, this Revelers party in London that was going on recently, beat by the BPM wallet, which I'm very interested in. Just going to start getting my head into this. There's a lot of news to report on over the past couple of days. There was a pretty good party in London, which, damn, that's super cool. That's not too far from where we're at in Wales. The BPM then got a 200k grant from the XRPL, I think it's the fourth wave, which is super cool. And people are talking about, the potentiality of a trial. Digital assets, digital perspectives, mentioned this. Sam Bankman-Fried, yeah, you've all heard about that, and there is going to be a lot of FUD. Now, DAI posted something earlier on about chokepoint 2.0, which we know was the regulatory capture approach for all the other crypto exchanges, and this is what I feel that this whole fire scene is going to represent in many ways. And DAI has been over this target for many, many years. It's a regulatory grab and a smash by the old guard. That's what it feels like. And is it to hand it over to China? There's a good chance that it is. The administration that's in place at the minute, they seem to have a very a poor view of their own American country, which is sad to see. I can tell you that the UK isn't much better, and the corruption there is equally as endemic, but maybe not as public. Palau launched a stablecoin, and also the XRP scan. They've revamped their developer portal, which is super cool. IRS have ruled that that your staking rewards they become taxable at the point in which you receive them in the US, which is disgusting. That's an institution that is just beyond. Again, they do not want to let the little man at all get any wealth. Lebanon, the central bank governor, stepped down. Digital Assets Daily, great channel. Followed him for years. And there's people are speculating that Sam Bankman-Fried was behind a scam called Boldcoin. I don't know if that's true, but Punk 6529 mentioned it this morning. He said, "Yes, this is incredible. If it's true, I'll let you go and have a dig through." And there's Richard Hart, stocked up to the hilt with his Gucci bags or whatever brand it is that Louis Vuitton or whatever. It's so brazen, isn't it? It's almost cringeworthy. It's not my cup of tea, but he was asking for it, right? I don't wish him any bad luck. He seems a pretty smart guy. I'm not into his tokens and his his cryptos, but if you are, that's cool. Brad from Digital Perspectives, looking like we're going more to trial. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an appeal. And some very interesting kind of chart analysis by Mr. Level Up, who posted it won't be exact, but a similar response through, and he's talking about the XRP chart that's currently at here, which has gone really flat, and then all of a sudden it winds up to a high. Things are looking quite interesting on that charting side of things. SEC a bit more there. Another thing by Mr. Level Up, posted the last time this happened, yellow and red. I don't know what moving averages he's got there. Maybe the smart people in the community can tell me. He's got that on I think it looks like is it a daily? I don't know what moving averages the yellow and the red represent, but the chart's coiling up. A quick look at the charts. We can see this is on the daily XRP USD on the Poloniex exchange. Yeah, it's testing the bottom a few times. It's just tested the bottom this morning at 67. I am tempted to nibble again. A lot of people aren't touching it, but it may go lower. If it does, great, no problem at all. I'm happy with that. I'll buy there as well. But we'll leave it at that for today. Try and keep the studio nice and short. Hope that's kind of been useful as a bit of a connection for the mainstream events that is going on, this chokepoint 2.0, and these previous scenes that were presented to us by some insiders back in the day. You can always tie these things back to events after. It's never easy to do it before, but bit by bit we can start piecing it together as it's occurring. I think that's the best way to do it. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please give the video a like. Please drop a comment. Tell me what your thoughts are. Yeah, do you think this is what's going on? Am I completely off tune with this? Can you sense the smell of the changeover between the new banking system and the old, and how it's coming into conflict in the middle? I'd like to have your opinions anyway. Have a good day and all be blessed.